What's up, guys? Welcome back to yet another episode of Voodoo Monkey Garage. Yay! Awesome. 2019 Kia Sorento. Sorento. 2 point something liter. It doesn't matter. It's the same crap. Okay, 2019. What we're doing today on this one is going to be a fuel pump. On this vehicle, there are two fuel pumps, so make sure you know which one you need. There's a high pressure fuel pump that is up on the engine. There's a low pressure feeder pump that's inside the fuel tank. That's the one we're doing. Old school is you'd have to jack this thing up and try and get all the gas out of it, which I liked when I owned our shop because I always got free gasoline, right? Like, drain 5 gallons out so I can drop the tank. It doesn't matter. This one, we don't have to drop the tank. Kia was nice enough to give us an access panel. They're jerks enough that you can't find these parts anywhere, and O'Reilly doesn't carry them, but I digress. We got the parts on the way, so we're going to tear this thing apart, and hopefully we're going to get it back together today because I've got to go to Disneyland tomorrow with a whole bunch of kids. That sounded weird. It's a school field trip, and I'm a chaperone, so yes. Sounded weird in light of all the Epstein stuff happening. That's not... Anyways. You can see here... Why does the brain work this way? I don't know. Underneath we can see they were complaining about smelling gas. Well, I mean, I think I know why. We can see all back here, it's just everything has been getting wet, sticky with mud and fuel. So what's happening is on the top of the pump, we're just leaking everywhere. Brought it to me the other day to look at it, and I said, I would not have my wife or my children drive this car with that much leaking. Sometimes there's a little bit of seepage and you're kind of like, yeah, no. This is actually hitting the ground. It was a lot. It's huge. Big splash, puddles everywhere. It's huge. So we got to get it fixed, okay? So we can see here, while I'm underneath the car, I wanted you guys to see the wet, moisture, fuel tasting stuff, liquid that's coming out of the tank. We're going to have to take the back seat out. So everything else we need to do from this point forward is up inside the vehicle and... yeah, but we just did an oil change. I wanted you guys to see this as to why. So when you slide underneath your car and you see this and it hasn't been raining out, that's why you're leaking fuel. All right, let's get after it. Well, first step in here is take your drinker side, front seat, slide it all the way forward. Then you take your rear drinker side, back seat, slide it all the way forward. Shouldn't have to remove this seat at all. We're just going to be removing that unit. First step we had to do was take the car seat and get it out of here. There's a car seat in there. Mama's gonna hate you because I ain't putting that thing back in. That is way too much liability. I let Mama do that, but I got to take it out. So it's out of the way. We're gonna undo a bunch of nuts and bolts and all sorts of fun stuff in here, and we got to get this seat out. It's really not that big of a deal, but we're gonna make it look like one. So first I'm just going to go ahead and get this out of my way because I know that this has got to be undone because this seatbelt is going to stay in here somewhere. And I know we just got to get to a whole bunch of stuff. So bear with me. We're going to get some things apart. I'll show you guys what it all is, but it's all going to be involved with this. This right here. Right chop. And we're going to get that out of here. And I have a helping hand. That's what I love. A helping hand. Okay. Out of my way. Here we go. All right, guys. Step 1. Once you have, well, I guess step 12. I don't know what step we're on. It doesn't matter. Dang it. Next, you got a 10mm bolt right here. It holds your safety cable for your seat belt. You see, I've already taken the seat belt out of the straps, so we're good. We're just going to take a 10mm and pop that guy off, and that'll get us free of that seat. See? That allows it to slide with the seat, but that's just going to get us free of the seat with that safety strap. So we'll pull that one out, set it aside. And actually, if you are one of those people, you don't know where things go and don't remember, you know what? Take that bolt, put it right back in its original hole where it go. All right, we're gonna get a new camera angle, show you the next thing. You ready for the next step? Did you get all that done okay? So far we're doing the easy stuff. I'll tell you this, we moved the driver's seat forward, so that guy's all the way forward now. I also removed the headrest off of the rear seat here. Did you know that you can use a headrest to break the glass in your window. In case you end up down in the drink because you popped yourself into a lake, you can use most headrests are designed with a point so you can break a window. Good to know. Anywho, back to this. Why do I have a screwdriver in my hand? Flathead screwdriver, because we're going to pop these little plastic guys right off there. Oh, there's one. And we're going to set them somewhere out of the way. We're going to pop this plastic guy off here too. There's two. Careful now. Be careful. Just, make sure you know where you put them off. And that'll expose us to a couple bolts. There's a bolt there. There's a bolt there. There's a bolt there. These are all 14 millimeter. We're going to see if this gun will get them off. Oh, look at that. That's why you buy proper equipment, people. Look at that. DeWalt does it. I don't know if Milwaukee could have done that. Take these bolts out. And that'll loosen the back side of this seat. And then we'll need to slide the seat back and we'll get to the front side so that we should, if all goes well, and if I did everything right. Oh, nope, I didn't. While we're back here. Oh, crap, I forgot that socket. This we can probably fix. While we're back here, we need to pull this apart too. Careful now. Separation. We need to pull this apart. Come on now. It's got to come apart. Oh, it was coming apart and then somebody got excited. Because there's a cable in here that we need to disconnect. Somewhere in here. There we go. That we need to disconnect. That's all the linkages for that. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect that cable. And we're going to pull this guy loose here. We could probably leave that guy down in there so we don't lose its position. And we're going to take that guy out and we should be able to lift this seat. I just need to go get the freaking right socket for it. Guy didn't come prepared. Okay, next step. Right in the front, you've got these two little doobie dabbers right here. The plastic housings. See, that just pops right open. There's another one on this side, pops right open. Should be a 14 millimeter on here as well. We're just going to put the ratchet or the socket on that. Pull that loose. Socket on this one. Pull it loose. Bolts come right out. Throw them somewhere in the corner where you're going to lose them. Because who needs them anyways? Screw them. They're in my way. We should be able to lift this seat right out. And if you folded down your back seats, like I told you, you're going to be able to lift that right over onto the back seat, exposing all of this fun stuff. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? Real simple. 10 millimeter right here for our little vent. 10 millimeter on this side. These are an acorn, meaning they have a top to them. That'll help you remind you where they went. They went to this guy. Got stuff in there. Look at that, it's a little spring cleaning for these guys. We're gonna remove these two guys. These are the open 10 mils. That'll get this whole cabling bracket off and out of our way. And we'll set the two nuts with that. And that, my friends, gives us access to where our fuel pump is. Interesting thing is, they sort of cut this. Like, sort of cut it. But they didn't completely cut it, so you're going to have to continue the cuts right along their lines. I don't know if my knife is sharp enough. We're going to find out. Oh yeah, look at that. That's been sharpened recently there. Careful when you're cutting this. You know, make sure you don't have other fuel lines or electrical lines below it. You shouldn't, but who knows, if somebody put a stereo in or did something funky, you don't know. So we're just going to follow some of these cut lines that are in here. They've already done some of them for you. You just got to complete it. Is all you got to do. So it'll cut pretty easy. Make sure you cut towards your hand, because that's the safest way to do things. You know, safety first. Enough to get that flap open. Okay, if you feel like you need to cut more, then cut more. It's okay. It'll bolt back down. It'll be fine. Okay, there's your flappers. Some of these cars you'll find are gonna be completely filthy and dirty under here. I'm probably gonna go grab my shop vac real quick. We'll clean this up, just the surrounding area, so we don't get stuff down into the fuel tank that might clog the pump. Put this back on the pocket. If you notice, there's a couple things that help you along here. You got an arrow, so when you go to put this back together, that'll let you know which way it goes. You're gonna need a Phillips screwdriver to get these guys loose. I don't know why that one's already sticking up a little bit. That's interesting. But we're gonna get these guys loose here, pull this cover plate off. But let me go get something to kind of clean this up before we even get into that. Not necessary, but just the way I like to do it. All right, 4 Phillips screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 of those come out, set them aside. You'll need them again. And that'll open up your access panel with all of that craziness. Would you look at that? And you see, you understand why we're doing this. Because things don't look right in there. They just don't look good. So we want to get all that replaced. Typically what's happening is these will break. Probably if we were to fire this up, you'd see it leaking from a crack somewhere along where this fuel line comes out. Usually there's a crack in the housing between this little nipple up here and where the fuel pump goes, the head of the fuel pump. Usually there's a crack or something along there somewhere that's causing the leak. We can actually go turn it on real quick, key it on, and see if we can see where it's coming from. But first, we need to put oil back in the car before I do that, because, well, we've already drained all the oil, we just haven't replaced it. So I'm gonna replace the oil, and then maybe we'll fire this up and see what it looks like. How about that? Ha! I like that idea. Cracked right there. Cool. That's not going to come with the new fuel pump. There's that clip. That should bring all this out. Should. Well, I mean, there we go. Brings that guy out. And then this guy. Well, normally I would tell you. So one of the things I would normally tell you on these is make sure you relieve your pressure, your fuel pressure, right? Like that is normal what you want to do. You didn't see me do that because, well, this is a self-relieving valve. When it's spraying, it releases itself. There's nothing to release on it when it's already like leaked everything out. So with that leak, we don't need to worry about that. But do understand that these can be under high pressure. They're under a lot of stress is what I'm trying to tell you. And you got to be aware of that. You know, you just got to be careful. You don't want it spraying up into your eyes and getting all over the place, you know. Just be aware of that. That's all I'm trying to say in so many 912,000 words, is just be aware that this stuff will want to spray on you. So relieve your pressures first. But again, this one's been broken, been spraying, so we don't have to worry about that. Way to lose a finger. Perfect. Okay, and then we got one more connector that we need to relieve. So you just get all these lines disconnected. This one here, you push down on that blue tab. That's what relieves the pressure of the lock. It's pushing that down. spreads those guys out and allows you to pull off of there. Second here, we will inspect this, but looking down in here, because we were spraying, but if it was coming from this fitting, it would have been spraying that way. There's a crack along here somewhere that's spraying. They wouldn't be spraying that way, and we were definitely spraying that way. So that's how that works. And then this guy will get disconnected. I don't know. I don't have the new module here, so I might wait because I want to see if I don't know. I'm assuming it comes with all that, and I just got to disconnect this. Maybe I won't wait. Just get it all disconnected. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all you got to do. Let's just get it all unplugged, disconnected. And sometimes they're just a little sticky, you know? So the things that make you question your sanity. All right, so one of the things that we discovered was I was fighting with this plug. You guys may have seen me fighting with that, but the plastic is kind of getting worn out on that. It's been sitting in fuel for a while, and I think it wore everything out. So you should be able to push down on this right here on the back. That should lift that little finger right in there off of the latch that's on there. But this one wasn't wanting to do that. So we just came in from the front side of the pick and we just lifted up that little tab right there. And when I did that, it was all click and it just came right off. So we were doing the right thing pushing down on here. It just wasn't doing the right thing over here. And we got it working again. So that's off, that's off. One of the things that you can do at this point, or you want to do, is clean up in here. And then if you got a bunch of dirt and dust and schmutz, clean all that up. Then you can make some markings if you want. Usually these are clocked. I'm waiting for the new fuel pump. So we'll finish this here when I get the new one. I don't want to take the locking ring off and expose all of this so that this just like wafting in the wind for the next few hours. I'd rather keep this sealed up and wait for the new fuel pump to come. Unfortunately, nobody local has it, and we live in Phoenix. That is really dumb. We had to order it off of the Amazons there, and we're waiting for the Amazons to show up. They've already shown up once today, but not with my parts. So we're waiting on that part to get here so that we can replace this. It was the quickest way to get it because I got to leave tomorrow, so we got to get this done. So, but the next thing you will need, you'll see in the next scene, is a flathead screwdriver and a hammer, something you can smack. We'll pop that ring loose, but not until the new parts are here. We're gonna go get some Chipotle. Not a sponsor, but certainly could be. All right, well, we got the parts finally. They showed up. Look at that. And they showed up in pieces, so we're gonna put that together in a minute. But that means we get to take this one all apart. So at the end of the day, there is this ring right here. Even at the beginning of the day, that ring's here too. End of the day, beginning of the day, don't matter. That ring needs to come off counterclockwise. Easiest way to do that is get a broken flathead screwdriver, or working one, it doesn't matter. And just whack that guy. It's gonna start rotating eventually. You gotta find the spot to get it. You just gotta get that ring to rotate and spin. There's a little bit of a notch I can show you guys that it's trying to overcome. There's a hump right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got to overcome that. So sometimes it takes a little bit of whacking. But that's okay. We just got to figure out where the best position to get the best reach is without doing a bunch of damage. Here we go. We heard it pop. Ding! We'll go ahead and take this guy off, and that'll allow all of this to reach out. So this ring's gonna come out. That's our keeper ring. We're gonna set that somewhere not in the car. And then what we'll do is I'll grab the box for the new fuel pump. Get that right here. We got our nice little plastic bubble lining so we can be soft and secure and happy. Make sure everybody's happy now. And this fuel tank is, well, one would call that full. Like, and I mean full. So we're gonna do our best to not get any of this. It's just gonna spill everywhere, and there's just really nothing you can do about it sometimes. But it's just gonna spill. You gotta walk that float out. Try not to spill this on the carpet if you can. And we're gonna try and get that right up into here. Oof! Somebody did a good job. Okay. We've already compared the top, that it looks the same, the connectors look the same. Don't forget, this guy's got to go away too. I mean, you cannot get that fuel tank any fuller than that. I'm telling you, if you wanted to do some baptisms of some cockroaches in there, now would be the time. Or crickets even. Whatever you want to baptize in there, it's a good time to do it. Okay. Sending unit, or the level, we just snap that right onto the side of the body. Yes, take the plastic bag off of this thing. Let's not leave that there. It's not there for, like, you know, protecting the float or anything. It will actually deteriorate and destroy everything in there. Now, if you wanted to, you could have marked your orientation and all that stuff. I would normally recommend cleaning all this. We're looking fairly clean down in there. Maybe I'm gonna try to get the rag in there a little bit, but right now this thing is so stinking full that, like, I feel like no matter what we do, we're kind of dipping in the fuel here. So we're gonna try and get just that little bit of schmutz out of there. There's always some down along that ring. So you wanna try and get all that out of there. Clean it out. Clean it out. Clean it out. All right, good enough for government work. You can either put your O-ring on here or you can put your O-ring on there. It's up to you. Maybe we'll see about setting that there. What do you think? Does that work for you, Drew?
Yep.
Cool. Works for me too then. Oh, maybe not. No, let's go on the pump. It was sitting all crooked and crammed in there for a while, so we'll go on the pump with it. Okay. Now all it's about is setting this guy back in there. And then we know the clocking position of it. There's two little things that are going to tell you that. One, that little clocking tab there. That one makes it quite obvious. Can't quite set it in the wrong spot because it sits in the right spot. Number two, where's your fuel line going to snap in? Just take a look at that. That'll give you all the information you need. All right, down in the drink she goes. Oh, it's going to spill out like crazy until that point right there. It's like Shamu. Oh, nobody light a cigarette. She is coming down. She's raining. All right, we just got to try to carefully set this in here. It is spring loaded. The fun part is this O-ring is just cattywampus enough that it should find its spot. As long as it doesn't go down in that tank like that. It should be able to find its spot. And you just want to make sure that O-ring is in its spot, which it is not. Berg! Oh, no, sort of is, huh? It actually feels like it's quite right. And that'll lock into its spot, and then we just got to put the locking ring on. So let me go through, let me double check, make sure my O-ring is completely seated, and we'll bring you guys back, show you putting the locking ring back on, show us putting the locking ring back on, should I say. And then I'm also going to get a little bit of stuff and spray over here to kind of help absorb some of that little bit of gasoline that's spilled. All right, we'll bring you guys back. It's always a fun part about doing fuel tanks, fuel pumps and things like that. Sometimes just getting this stuff to line up and cooperate makes it really enjoyable. So just got to make sure you got your O-ring on there. We're going to set this guy down on and then rotate this around until it locks into one of these places like that. You want to make sure it's locked in on all corners, all edges, all spots. I know you can really see a lot in here, can't you? It's like freaking giving birth to a rhinoceros, except for the rhinoceros smells like fuel and can kill you as a baby shark. Okay, so we got the ring started. I don't know if you can see that, but does that like make it way too bad? Perfect. I like it. I need it anyways to check. So I'm making sure that each one of these edges is underneath the tab on all spots. Okay, once that is golden, then we're not done. We now have to do the opposite of the way it came off and smack it clockwise. Little smack, smack, smackaroo. Smackaroo! Little smackaroony. So we'll just go that way. We just gotta find the right spot for it. Wait for it. Find the right spot for it. Usually it's around this edge. Get it to go. And fuel is just jumping everywhere. That's awesome. I love it. We're getting high in here. Make sure you do this with plenty of ventilation, because if you don't, you'll know it. It'll make you aware that it was there. When you have a headache later and you're going, why do I have a headache? That no amount of Tylenol can solve. Well, it's because you were huffing McHufferton on this gas. Did we get past that yet? I need light. We're not locked in yet, but we're dang close. We're dang close, man. Okay, a couple more smacks. Tap it in. Just tap it in. That's the fun part. Sometimes he's going real nice and easy, and sometimes I mean most times, they fight. They're like a teenage girl. They just fight for no reason. They're emotional about something, and nobody knows what. But then all of a sudden they give in, and it's okay. You know? I only know that because I have a teenage girl. I have a couple of them. And then they come with a whole bunch of friends. And they're all the same. Every one of them. Ooh, don't do that, Brandon. That's gonna put a hole in the fuel tank. Okay, we gotta figure something out here. It's just not wanting to move. Well, it seems to be moving it finally. And yes, I'm using the side of the hammer. Make fun of me, I dare you. Freaking dare you. Gives me more surface area to whack things with. Whoa, I like the way that sounds. Did you guys hear that? Did you? Because I did. That one solid whack, you know, you're hitting, and then all of a sudden it's like, dunk. That's the one we were after. That's the one we got. All right. She's all the way locked down. She's on. Locked down tight. So now we get to go back and put everything back together. Snap your fuel lines in. That one. Click. It's like torquing stuff, you know? This guy, I thought we were going to have to swap him over, but no. They actually gave us a new one. So we get to undo all this. Well, I just had you undone earlier. There we go. And then clip it all in. And just send it all home, you know? Just put it back together from the way it came apart. Clip everything in. May need a little bit of lube for that weather pack, but that one did clicky things. Let me go get some spray, clean that guy up. We'll show you guys the rest of this going back together, and then you'll have your primary fuel pump all taken care of. How about yourselfers? Good job. Okay, after much deliberation, we got it in there. Oh, a little bit of juice in the eyes. Oh, she's burning, buddy. She's burning. All right, we got her all plugged in there. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick start on this thing. Make sure we don't have any residual leaks. Make sure everything's running before I plug all this back together. Or before I put all this back together and the seats and everything back in. I'm going to make sure that we're good up here. So we do that by just starting the car. You guys keep an eye on it for me. I'm going to start the car up here. All right, we've got to prime it a couple times. So there's one cycle. 2 cycles. 3 cycles and a start. I hope you guys are watching. Let me know if I need to shut her down. She leaking? She was leaking like a mother trucker before. Now she's dry as a bone. And more importantly, the car's running. Now that we properly have replaced the fuel pump, we've got everything back together. Everything is just going to simply fall back together the way you took it apart. There's really not a lot of tricks to it. Just go back, put everything back the way you had it when it came apart. If you need to, mark some stuff down, write some notes, figure it out, you know. Just find out how your brain works and work with your brain. That's the best thing I can tell people, is just make sure that you're working with the best way that your brain works. Because yours is different than mine, and mine is different than yours. So all you gotta do is put this plate back on, put your screws back in, make sure you're putting your cabling back together. Don't forget about this cable here. Get it all back together. Don't forget about your AC right here. That'll loop onto these 2 studs. Start everything loose, go back and tighten. Typical stuff. And you will have yourselves a brand new, proudly Chinese made fuel pump that's no longer leaking all over your car. I think you guys got it from here. You don't need to watch me put it all back together. So with that, I say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you enjoyed this content, or even if you hated this content, go ahead and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Tell me what you guys think. So we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. We're going to keep giving you more great content like this. And, well, hopefully you think this is great content, but we'll give you more of it, whether you like it or not. We appreciate you guys. Love you all. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. And the back seats need to be down. Well, they don't need to be, but it's helpful if they are. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I just tell people I do. So it's, oh crap, that's recording.